Hi, my name is Derek. I'm the owner of RealClickBankReviews.com. If you're unfamiliar with me or my website, I leave honest reviews of products sold on ClickBank. Today we're going to be reviewing iPad video lessons. Most of the time what I do, I go through ClickBank, I buy the products, I review them. A lot of them aren't really useful for me, like, I don't need to know how to build a boat, for example, or woodworking. I'm not into that. But the iPad video lessons was actually a great one for me to review, since I bought an iPad a while ago thinking that I'd be able to do a ton of stuff with it. It looked great. I had an iPhone for a super long time, so I got my iPad, and basically for me it was just like a giant iPhone. I didn't use it. It sat there for about a month, just like a brick on my desk, no real use for it. So when I was going through the products, I came across the iPad video lessons. So I got it going through, planning on reviewing it, thinking I already knew everything about my iPad, and pretty much I just wasted like $850. But, the video lessons are great. They start out with the very, basics, how to use your iPad, which, having an iPhone for a while, it's pretty much the same thing as far as, the controls and the actual interface. But my wife really struggles with technology, so she wouldn't even touch the iPad, nothing to do with it. So I had her watch, the beginning videos, and she got comfortable with it, and definitely helped her understand it more, which, I tried explaining some stuff and showing her how to do some stuff, and she just would get frustrated. So, that was definitely, helpful, in that aspect for her. But for me, as you go further into the videos, it gets more and more advanced. So I realized that my iPad is a lot more than just a giant iPhone that can take calls. Yeah. So yeah, it's great. The videos are about 11 minutes each. They go through, like I said, it starts at the very beginning, takes you from that all the way to the most advanced things you can do with your iPad, and it's great. Now it doesn't just sit on my desk. I take it everywhere with me. It's totally glad I got it. Definitely realized that my $850 purchase was worth it when I didn't feel that way before, when, like I said, it was just sitting on my desk. So I'm actually trying to get my mom to get an iPad right now. She just got an iPhone, and it kicked her butt. She still had like an old flip phone, when she got her iPhone, and had no clue how to use it. So she actually went and took like a $300 class over a weekend on how to use her iPhone. So I didn't even know they had those, but she had to go into the physical class and sit there and went through, and they just taught her the basic stuff. So, she's really intimidated by getting an iPad, but I was trying to tell her, if she gets it, especially with the iPad video lessons, it makes it extremely easy to understand, extremely easy to use. She doesn't have to go, pay $300 to take a class or go sit in the class. She can go through the videos at home at her own time, rewind them, pause them. What I did with the more advanced stuff is, I'd have the lessons up on my computer, because like I said, they're video lessons, and I'd sit here with my iPad and go through them, as iPad Pete talked about them, and pretty much walks you through. So it's great. It definitely took my iPad from a wasted investment into something I use every single day now. I won't leave the house without it. It's totally great. The lessons are good. It's really easy to understand. It's broken down. It's clear. There's in the video, it's click here, do this. This is what you can do. This is how you do it. Like I said, from everything from the most basic stuff, in the beginning, to the most advanced things you can do with your iPad. What's great about it too is it's a one-time fee, and it's constantly updated. So with the new iOS that came out, iPad video lessons get updated. You don't have to pay more to learn the new features with each update. You just get that information, and it's really good. If you're struggling with using your iPad, or if you feel like you aren't getting everything out of it that you can, I would definitely recommend purchasing this. I've had a bunch of people purchase through my link down below, and haven't gotten a single refund. What's great about it too is they also have a 60-day money-back guarantee. So if you get this and go, nah, this is still useless, or it didn't help me, which won't be the case, because like I said, I haven't gotten a single refund through it yet. But if you feel that, then no big deal. You just get your money back. So nothing lost. Hopefully, you'll gain as much from the iPad video lessons as I have, and be extremely pleased with it, and happy both about your purchase of an iPad and of getting the video lessons. So that's it. Check it out. The link to the product is below, so click on it. If you have any questions, or if there's another ClickBank product you want me to review or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment. If you've used iPad video lessons and you want to comment on it, just post it below. Send me a message if you have a question or anything like that, and I will let you know. Alright, thanks for checking out the video.